Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Hansraj presenting the headlines first. Prime Minister Modi reaches Zagreb in Croatia in a historic first-ever visit by an Indian Prime Minister after holding talks with world leaders at the G7 summit. Sahitya Akademi announces prestigious Yuva Puraskar 2025 and Bal Sahitya Puraskar 2025 across many languages including Assamese, Bodo, Manipuri and Nepali. Meghalaya government directs all homestays, resorts and landlords to compulsorily register all visitors in the wake of Raja Raghuvanshi murder case. State-level Dharti Aba Jan Bhagidari Abhiyan launched today at the DC office complex in Kohima. Grassroots-level awareness drives and service delivery camps to be organized. And India's junior compound archers break the under-21 world records at the Asia Cup Leg 2, reach finals in both the men's and women's events in Singapore. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached Zagreb in Croatia today in a historic first-ever visit by an Indian Prime Minister to Croatia. The visit will feature delegation-level talks, agreements in key sectors and cultural diplomacy. Both leaders are all set to sign major agreements in the fields of science and technology, agriculture, education and culture. A program of cooperation in science will boost joint research and knowledge exchange, while a comprehensive agriculture pact will cover 30 priority areas. The visit comes amid growing support from Croatia for India's stand on terrorism and its bid for a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. The two nations are also expected to explore synergies in the context of India-European Union Free Trade Agreement and broader connectivity corridors linking Europe, the Middle East and India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a series of bilateral meetings with several world leaders, including those of Canada, Germany, France, Mexico and South Korea, among others. On the sidelines of the G7 summit, he met Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney in Kanakaskis. Prime Minister Modi highlighted that many Canadian companies have investment in India and vice versa, and that both nations have to work together to strengthen democracy and humanity. Prime Minister Modi and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz deliberated on ways to strengthen India-Germany bilateral cooperations in the fields of trade and investment, defense and security, partnership on sustainable development, green energy, technology, innovation and mobility. The Prime Minister thanked Chancellor Merz for Germany's strong solidarity with India in the fight against terrorism. The Prime Minister also met the President of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo, for the first time. Additionally, he met the South Korean President Lee Jae-myung. Bilateral meetings were also held with the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Prime Minister Modi also said that he had insightful deliberations with the Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba. Prime Minister Narendra Modi had a telephonic conversation with US President Donald Trump on the sidelines of the G7 summit, informed Foreign Secretary Bikram Misri. The conversation lasted for over half an hour. Prime Minister Modi briefed President Donald Trump about India's Operation Sindoor and firmly conveyed the message that India has never accepted and will never accept mediation on the issue with Pakistan. Let's listen in.
राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप को जल्दी वापस अमेरिका लौटना पड़ा, जिसके कारण ये मुलाकात नहीं हो पाई। इसके बाद राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप के आग्रह पर आज दोनों लीडर्स की फोन पर बात हुई। बातचीत लगभग 35 मिनट चली। 22 अप्रैल को पहलगाम आतंकी हमले के बाद राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप ने फोन पर प्रधानमंत्री मोदी को शोक संवेदना प्रकट की थी और आतंक के खिलाफ समर्थन व्यक्त किया था। उसके बाद दोनों लीडर्स की ये पहली बातचीत थी। इसलिए प्रधानमंत्री मोदी ने राष्ट्रपति ट्रंप से ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के बारे में
In Assam, Chief Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma today distributed appointment letters to 400 newly recruited doctors and health officials at an event held at the Guwahati Medical College auditorium. Speaking at the ceremony, the Chief Minister described the event as the beginning of a new chapter in Assam's healthcare sector. He also noted a significant decline in maternal and infant mortality rates. The Chief Minister said that since 2021, a total of 1,20,359 youths have been appointed to various posts across the state.
Today we have appointed 400 doctors at a go. For a state like Assam, appointment of 400 doctors in a day, it is a huge achievement. This has become possible because of our rapid expansion in medical education sector. We are drawing lot of doctors instead of private sector. They are joining in government. These are very healthy sign. I'd like to congratulate all the doctors for exercising option of joining in the government.
The Sahitya Akademi announced the prestigious Yuva Puraskar 2025 and Bal Sahitya Puraskar 2025 across many languages including Assamese, Boro, Manipuri and Nepali. The winners of the Sahitya Akademi Yuva Puraskar 2025 from the Northeast region are Assamese short stories compilation Kushianama by Khuprakash Bhuya, Boro poetry book Ang Asur by Amar Khungur Boro and a Manipuri epic Hoyam Nongdam Ko by A.K. Jiten. The Sahitya Akademi Bal Sahitya Puraskar 2025 will be conferred to Moina Hotor Poiddo, an Assamese poetry book by Surendra Mohan Das, Boro storybook Khanti Wilson Oro Akhudanai by Binoy Kumar Brahma, Manipuri play Angang Shingi Sanang Bungsida by Santo M and Nepali novel Santivan by Sangmu Lepcha.
Now these travelers will stay.
In Meghalaya, the state government has directed all homestays, resorts and even landlords to compulsorily register all the visitors in the wake of Raja Raghuvanshi Madar incident. State Tourism Minister Paul Lyngdoh said that the government will ensure that all accommodation units now compulsorily register guests through the tourism app, which is already being used by 60% accommodation units. The state government recently banned the renting of private vehicles to tourists who wish to self-drive, and it has even decided to revisit the Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act to give it more teeth to help in controlling crime. In a concerted effort to tackle the growing threat of HIV in Meghalaya, Health Minister Dr. M. Amparin Lyngdoh yesterday convened a high-level meeting with doctors and officials from various departments to deliberate on strategies to control the spread of the disease across the state. Addressing the media following the meeting, Dr. Amparin Lyngdoh stressed the urgent need to roll out awareness programs, particularly in urban areas, to educate the public about HIV prevention. She expressed a concern over the sharp rise in HIV cases in Meghalaya, stating that the issue can no longer be ignored and that immediate intervention is necessary.
Probability bakatu kajimpang kala angkung haka kadon ka protocol banyan daya ikon lasting haya ikalong ibok impact ka HIV AIDS kini.
In Sikkim, the state government has decided to replace its large 23-seater Mi-172 helicopter with a 10-seater aircraft. This measure is expected to be more economical and practical for the state's terrain and weather. Additional Chief Secretary, Department of Tourism and Civil Aviation, Government of Sikkim, C.S. Rao, cited poor response, high operational cost and limited landing access as the main reasons for the shift. In Nagaland, the state-level Dharti Aba Jan Bhagidari Abhiyan was launched today at the DC office complex in Kohima. Through this campaign, the Kohima District Administration, in collaboration with various line departments, will be organizing grassroots-level awareness drives and service delivery camps. These camps will focus on ensuring the delivery of entitlements and benefits to eligible individuals, while also spreading awareness about the goals of the Abhiyan. A total of 27 villages across the subdivisions of Sipu Bojol, Botsa, Jakhama, Kohima, Sadar and Sechu Jubza in Kohima districts have been earmarked for the campaign activities. The Sahitya Akademi announced the prestigious Yuva Puraskar 2025 and Bal Sahitya Puraskar 2025 across many languages, including Assamese, Bodo, Manipuri and Nepali. The winners of the Sahitya Akademi Yuva Puraskar 2025 from the Northeast region are Assamese short stories compilation, Kushianama by Khuprakash Bhuya, Bodo poetry book Ang Usur by Amar Khungur Bodo, and a Manipuri epic Khoyam Nongdam Ko by A.K. Jiten. The Sahitya Akademi Bal Sahitya Puraskar 2025 will be conferred to Moina Hotor Poiddo, an Assamese poetry book by Surendra Mohan Das, Bodo story book Khanti Boson Oro Okhu Danai by Binay Kumar Brahma, Manipuri play Angang Shingi Shanang Msida by Santo M, and Nepali novel Shantivan by Sangmu Lepcha. In Tripura, Chief Minister Manik Saha launched the plantation drive under Ek Peir Maa Ke Naam 2.0 campaign from Maharani Tulsibati Girls School. He said that the idea of launching this campaign will encourage the future generation to uphold the spirit of conservation.
जिस तरह अभी डिजास्टर हो रहा है पूरा प्रकृति का, उसको देखते हुए पेड़ का इम्पोर्टेंस हम लोग को जानना चाहिए और इसको कैसे मोटिवेट किया जाए। माँ के नाम मतलब क्या हुआ? अगर माँ के नाम से आप करोगे तो एक तो माँ को सम्मान देना, ये माँ जैसे एक बच्चे को जिस तरह लालन पालन करते हैं, एक पेड़ भी वैसे ही पूरा परिवेश को लालन पालन करते हैं। उनका इम्पोर्टेंस हम लोग नहीं समझते। तो ये जो अभियान है, इसमें त्रिपुरा लास्ट ईयर बहुत ही अच्छा मैंने पेड़ यहाँ पर लगाया।
In Mizoram, Chief Minister Laldu Oma announced that classes at Mizoram Engineering College will commence soon. He made the statement while attending the Felicitation of Meritorious Students program organized by the Mijo Zirlai Paul Searchip headquarters. He spoke about the steps being taken to establish a Mizoram State University, the initiatives for the development of NEET Mizoram, and efforts to upgrade the ITIs. The Chief Minister also highlighted various schemes being formulated for students and youth under the Banakaya policy. He urged the felicitated students and those currently pursuing their education to strive to qualify for jobs available not only within Mizoram but also outside the state. India's junior compound archers broke the under-21 world records at the Asia Cup Leg 2, reaching the finals in both the men's and women's events in Singapore yesterday. Top seed Kushal Dalal secured a place in the men's final with a 147-143 semi-final win over Bangladesh's Himu Bachar. India's top 10th Sachin Sethi lost to Australia's Joshua Mashon and will compete for bronze against Bachar. In the women's compound section, India is assured of a gold and silver as ace archer Shanmukhi Nagasai Budhe and second on the top, Tejal Salve will clash in an all-India final. Shanmukhi, who qualified with 706 points, defeated Indonesia's Yorike Nina Bonita Pereira 145-139 in the semi-finals. The women's compound team scored 2,101 points to set a new team qualification world record. And to end the news, the main points once again. Prime Minister Modi reaches Zagreb in Croatia in a historic first-ever visit by an Indian Prime Minister after holding talks with world leaders at the G7 summit. Sahitya Akademi announces the prestigious Yuva Puraskar 2025 and Bal Sahitya Puraskar 2025 across many languages including Assamese, Bodo, Manipuri and Nepali. Meghalaya government directs all homestays, resorts and landlords to compulsorily register all visitors in the wake of Raja Raghuvanshi murder case. State-level Dharti Aba Jan Bhagidari Abhiyan launched today at the DC office complex in Kohima. Grassroots-level awareness drives and service delivery camps to be organized. And India's junior compound archers broke the under-21 world records at the Asia Cup Leg 2, reaching the finals in both the men's and women's events in Singapore. And that brings us to the end of this evening's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.